Nevada, the great silver state and the gold. New tales of Nevada, the stories, people working hard to make a home. Old tales of Nevada.
Hello everybody, welcome to Old Tales of Nevada, past and present. We have a great show for you today. We're going to be speaking with a fourth generation Nevadan. How unusual is that? He's got some great stories about the history of Nevada, especially Reno, and we'll be back with that whole story right after this.
Hey everybody, Dave Asher here down at the Nevada Marketplace in the Reno Town Mall. You know, we all spend a lot of money during the holiday season. Please, this year, shop with Nevada-based locally owned businesses as much as possible. Here at the Nevada Marketplace, we support over 250 local merchants. You're sure to find a perfect gift for everyone on your list. We're open 7 days a week with easy parking and it's warm inside. We're at the corner of Peckham and Virginia. Go to buynevadafirst.com and keep Reno local.
Hi, I'm Dan.
And I'm Paula. We're the producers of the Tanner's Marketplace Antique Show, now at the Reno Sparks Convention Center.
We also want you to know about our everyday location at Somewhere in Time, Antique Antiques, Space 46.
You'll find items from local artists, retro, mid-century, rustic, sports, collectibles, antiques, and much more.
You'll find Nevada art, glass, Native American jewelry, and baskets, unusual to unique items.
Find it all at Antique Antiques at Somewhere in Time, Dealer 46.
Welcome everybody to Old Tales of Nevada, past and present. I'm John O'Brien, the host of the show, and as usual with me every week is Roy Marshall. He's our executive producer. And Roy, how you doing this morning?
Doing good, Johnny O.
Good to see you. Mm-hmm. Looks like you're doing great.
Yep.
Yeah, we're getting real close to winter, aren't we?
Oh, going to have that holiday season and get a little romance in life there.
Oh boy, that's for sure. We'll be talking about that in just a minute. Our special guest today is Jim Miner, and we're going to have the Jim Miner story today. But Jim, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
We've known each other for a whole bunch of years, being in the media here in Reno, Nevada. So look forward to your history, because I've known you, but I've never had the whole history of how it all started for you. But you've been a mover and shaker with the media and with many clients here in town, and you got some great stories regarding that. So we want to hear all about that, plus a lot about your work with nonprofits and charities and things. So we appreciate that too.
It.
So we're going to look forward to talking about all those things. We always go to you, Roy, though, first. And he tells us why we do the show for the last 10 years or whatever.
Yeah, we do this show to spread the word about Nevada. Because Nevada is a very important state in the United States, which few people know or realize wasn't the casinos that made the area famous,
No.
but rather after the Civil War, the United States of America was totally broke and owed more than what we were worth to France, Germany, and England. So our good founding father, Abraham Lincoln, who's in this picture here.
Right here.
He was short 7 to 9 million, which would have effectively lost our country to France, Germany, and England. So the Comstock miners came up with the ore that was sold in order to make the funds that basically saved the state of Nevada and the United States of America. Then also we developed the dollar here, which was made out of the Carson City silver dollars, and that dollar now is all over the world as a monetary unit. If you carry bucks with you, you can almost spin them anywhere.
Yeah, well, the Comstock out there is probably what one of the richest hills on earth, right?
Oh, definitely.
With all the gold and silver that came out of there in the 1800s, and it's still being found today on the south side of town at the Comstock Mining Company. And then with your holdings up on the north side, there's a lot of great things going on up there that could bring it all back. To where to its heyday. Actually, it's amazing what's happening up there. But besides your mining and all that kind of stuff, you have a couple of
we have a hotel up there. You guys are taking care of.
Yeah, we're doing the management services up there.
Yeah, we'd like to have everybody go up to the Silverland Inn and Suites.
That's right.
847-4484.
Oh, you are so good, man.
Sure.
Call today. We have been up there since June. doing some management services for you, Roy, in the hotel. And right now, because of the snowfall, it is gorgeous up there.
bet.
Totally gorgeous. And if you can go into the hotel, we got the hot tub, we got the pool, we've got the bar, and you can just chill out up there. You know, you can go to Tahoe. It's very busy up there. But around Virginia City in the wintertime, it gets very still and it's beautiful.
That's a good point.
It is,
Good
it is.
point.
Yeah, totally different experience up there. So go out and have some fun in the snow and stay at the Silverland Inn and Suites. Jimmy Miner, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Great to have you with us. You are the owner, along with your daughter, of Miner OHarra.
Yes.
Advertising.
Yes.
And you've been in business for how long?
43 years in advertising.
43
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Man, oh man. I'm surprised you look as good as you do.
Thank you.
About the same for me, too.
There you go.
A little over 40 years for
Yeah,
me, too.
yeah.
So before we get into all that, though, we always like to get a little bio on you and your family. And you're a fourth generation family. And how did it all start here in Nevada?
I was born and raised here. My dad was from Winnemucca, and I was born at St. Mary's Hospital in 1954. And I was named after James Dallas Miner, who was a city councilman in Winnemucca.
Oh, no kidding.
He was named after an uncle who was the second secretary of the state of Nevada. So, and there's Miner Street in Winnemucca, which I have that street sign that we stole one night after we had a few cocktails.
Over at the Bass Restaurant?
There you go. Yeah, in Winnemucca.
Those pecan punches.
Oh, boy. You betcha.
So, it's funny how many people started in Winnemucca or got to Winnemucca and then they came to Reno, or they got to Lovelock.
Sure.
And then they came to
Sure.
Reno. So what was the draw? What brought them over to
My
Reno?
grandmother was a lady by the name of Margaret Kofed, and she was the head of the Rainbow Girls and Eastern Star for 75 years in Nevada, and she was from Winnemucca.
Okay.
Married my grandpa Kofed in Lovelock, and they moved here, and ever since that's how we got here. And I was born here.
What kind of business was he in when the family came to
Well,
Reno?
my grandma, they owned a ranch up in Winnemucca, and they owned a couple of businesses up there.
All
And then
right.
he was, but anyway, my grandfather was in the insurance business. And,
Oh, insurance. Okay.
yeah, but I was born and raised here, and I was born at St. Mary's Hospital. And my wife, who I used to play with in first grade, I married her. She was born at St. Mary's.
Isn't that something?
And all three of
Oh,
our
my
daughters
goodness,
were.
yeah. So the family's been in Reno for all these years?
All these years, forever.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and so what schools did you go
I
to?
went to Anderson. My picture's next to my wife in first grade. Billinghurst, Worcester. Graduated from Nevada in 1976. I found the easiest thing I could graduate in, speech communication. That's all I could pass.
That was easy.
That was easy. And I
Yeah,
got
that
through.
would come natural
Yeah,
for you.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I get that. Yeah. So being in Reno, you saw all these changes.
Oh.
It's amazing, right? I mean, when you think about St. Mary's Hospital
Yeah.
or the University of Nevada, I mean, it was just like one or two buildings.
Yeah. My stepfather owned Stampley's Record Room, which was down where the Comstock used to be on Second and West, I think. First and West.
Right, Comstock, yeah.
And when I was a kid, I'd ride my bike down there with Hugh Spencer, Harry Spencer's son.
Right.
And the showgirls from Harris would come in and put the headsets on and spin 45s, and we'd go in and stare at those beautiful women that were so pretty and showgirls.
Yeah,
and,
you guys used to get away with a lot of
Oh,
stuff
boy, you
back
don't
in the
even
day.
know.
Talking about Spencer Hobson was,
Oh.
13 years old, and he's driving downtown with a Rolls Royce. You know what I mean?
That's
So
funny.
evidently, law enforcement wasn't as crazy as
No,
it is today. You
didn't.
get away with a lot.
It
huh?
was so much fun.
Yeah. What was some of your favorite things to do when you were a kid, besides looking at the showgirls?
Well, you could go down and run through the riverside and the Mapes. Later on at Boomtown, I went to work for a guy named Ed Allison who dated Anne Margaret and met her at the corner bar at the Riverside before she was anybody. But I'm getting off track. But it was a great town to
Just a
grow
great
up in.
town. You could do anything outdoors.
Anything, yeah.
and you didn't have to be afraid of anything. What was the city limits back? How far did it extend? Did it go far down as
Lakeside
Peckham?
of McCarran was a chicken ranch, and we used to go steal the chickens. But when I was a kid in high school, we'd go skiing in the morning, go to Slide Mountain, go skiing, come home and play golf in the afternoon.
No,
When I was
yeah,
in
well,
there. Where else can you do that?
You can still do that.
You can still do it.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Yeah, how is your golf game, by the way?
It's awful.
It's awful. Well, you lost all this weight.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, was that Atkins or what?
Just no protein, no carbs.
Yeah, that's the same with me.
I went to my heart doctor and he said, your insulin's high. He said, lose 15. So I lost 55. On purpose.
That's great.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
So you grew up, you went to high school, you graduated from what, Reno?
Worcester High.
Worcester High.
Worcester High. I went to school with the Carano boys. I got a quick story about Glenn Carano. I was on the football team for 2 years, but I never got to play because I was so lousy. But all those years later on, I got to be friends with Don Weir, and I bragged about how I was on Glenn Carano's team. I never said I played.
Yeah.
He went to the Dallas Cowboys. So a few years ago, we're at a party with Glenn, and Donnie says, so you went to, Jim Miner was on your football team, and Glenn said, he was? I've had to live with that.
For a long time.
He was?
Hey, they were a powerhouse back in the day.
Yeah.
How many high schools did they have at that time?
Just
Worcester and
4.
Hug? Was Hug even
Worcester,
around?
Hug, Reno, and
That was it,
Minogue,
yeah.
I think. That was
Yeah,
it.
the big rivalries back in the
Yeah,
day. Yeah,
so-
fabulous. That's great.
Yeah.
It's good to hear those kind of stories. So you went through high school. You went into UNR, University of Nevada, Reno.
Yes.
We have to say that.
Yes.
And you graduated with what? What did?
A BA in speech communication, and I love to speak. I did all sorts of impromptu, extemporaneous, everything. It was
Yeah,
like-
well, I can imagine. Again, it kind of falls right into
Yeah,
your alley
it
there.
does.
So, what was your first real job?
I was at the hospital seeing my mother for some minor surgery, and Nancy Cashel was in there, and Bob Cashel and my parents were friends, Bob and Nancy. And I ran into Bob in 1976, and he said, Maynard, what are you doing, Maynard? And I said, well, I'm going to be in advertising, Mr. Cashel. And he goes, well, give me a call. I'm going to hire this guy named Ed Allison. Ed Allison was Paul Laxalt's press secretary, and he was his administrative aide in Washington. Anyway, long story short, I went to see Ed Allison. We went to work at Boomtown, and I was the public relations manager at 21, and I had a company car, and it was a big, ugly purple station wagon, and my office was in the basement where the slots would drop the coins down in buckets, and I had to go downstairs and wrap 15,000 gift bags for the buses, and I met the buses, and I found my forte because I got to put a microphone.
Okay.
And I
As long as there was a microphone there, you were good to go.
I met
right?
the buses.
Now tell me, what was the extent of Boomtown? I heard it was just basically in the beginning just a gas station, right?
It was Bill and Effie's, and Bob Cashel.
Bill and
was-
Effie's,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was an oil salesman for Humble Oil, and he came out here from Texas,
Right.
from Longview, and he got to know Bill and Effie, and he ended up buying it. He met Don Carano and Bob McDonald in a park coaching football. Bob and Nancy lived in an apartment across from Idlewild Park. They met. Those guys backed him, and he bought Boomtown,
Yeah.
and the rest is history.
Yeah, what did they pay for Boomtown? It was
I couldn't
not
even-
very
a couple
much.
$1 million or something.
Yeah,
But
it was.
$5.
Yeah, it was not very. In fact, you had an opportunity to join in that, didn't you?
Yeah, with yeah, but I didn't want to be in the casino business.
No, or pumping gas or anything
or
like that.
that
Yeah.
was just-
Well, they did a heck of a job. Cashel
was-
did with Boomtown. How long did you stay with Boomtown?
I was there off and on for about 10 years. After that, I went to work for Ed Allison's ad agency, and we did the advertising for Boomtown. I wanted to get it, and we were doing the advertising for the Carson Nugget out of Boomtown's basement, and they didn't know it, ever know it.
All right.
And we had Model Dairy, Reno Dodge,
Yes.
Don Weir, Tom Bahan, a bunch of good old Reno boys, and Bob Cashel, Ed Allison, Dick Scott, and Tom Bahan all backed me in the agency. Jack Caramella, who owned Reno Disposal, we had to buy him out of it because he had put the money up for Ed Allison. So.
No kidding. Well, listen, we got to take a break. See, I tell you, these segments go very quick. So we got a lot more stories to tell about Reno and the business world that Jim was involved with. So stay tuned. More Old Tales of Nevada, past and present, coming your way.
Everything is handpicked here at Precision Diamonds. All jewelry is handpicked here at Precision Diamonds.
Come to Precision Diamonds. I'll fix your jewelry just like new.
All of us at Shoeman's Custom Cycle are ready to get you and your Harley ready for the road. From oil and tire changes to high-performance engine upgrades and dyno tuning, we at Shoeman's have got you covered with experienced factory-certified mechanics and a full-service machine shop loaded with parts and accessories. Shoeman's Custom Cycle has been serving Northern Nevada since 1988. So ride on down to Shoeman's Custom Cycle at 275 East 4th Street in downtown Reno.
Shoeman's Custom Cycle, we're the biker's bike shop.
Hi, I'm Dan.
And I'm Paula. We're the producers of the Tanner's Marketplace Antique Show, now at the Reno Sparks Convention Center.
We also want you to know about our everyday location at Somewhere in Time, Antique Antiques, Space 46.
You'll find items from local artists, retro, mid-century, rustic, sports, collectibles, antiques, and much more.
You'll find Nevada art, glass, Native American jewelry, and baskets, unusual to unique items.
Find it all at Antique Antiques at Somewhere in Time, Dealer 46.
Having a piano in the home is the dream of many. What could be a better time to fulfill that dream than right now? It's the holiday season, and Carpenter's Music World wants to help with a special holiday sale on all new and quality pre-owned pianos. Carpenter's has brand names like Yamaha, Buechner, and Steinway, with special financing on all pianos. Make your loved one dreams come true with a new piano from Carpenter's Music World, 1090 Kitsky Lane in Reno. It's Winterland at the Silverland Inn and Suites. Enjoy the relaxing, beautiful winter landscapes without the hustle and bustle of the city. The Silverland has a heated indoor pool, hot tub, and fabulous jacuzzi suites. Only 2 blocks from restaurants. Winter rates are now in effect, so make your reservation now and bring your camera and the whole family to the Silverland Inn and Suites for an experience you'll never forget. We're only 30 minutes from downtown Reno and Mount Rose Ski Resort. It's history at its best at the Silverland Inn and Suites in Virginia City.
We're back here on Old Tales of Nevada, past and present. We're talking with Jim Miner. Everybody calls him Jimmy. And he owns the Miner OHarra agency here in town. Yes. Advertising, marketing, PR.
Yes.
Do it all. And his daughter is very much involved as an owner there. You're sort of on the retired side of this.
Well,
yeah.
I still got him on the payroll, 3 daughters.
Well,
So
that's good.
still working.
That's good. Yeah, so just going back to Boomtown, it must have been a fairly small operation when Bob bought it. But look at, I mean, you didn't have the rides and all of the gaming that we see out there today. And was the heyday in years past, or is the heyday now?
Well, both. I mean, back then, though, Bob owned 600 acres, and it was phenomenal. We got all the buses from Northern California, and we'd give them all a free buffet.
Oh, wow.
And they'd come in and get a free Lucky Buck and a buffet, and they just came in by the thousands.
Okay, so you were the creative mind behind a lot of that?
Well, some of it, yeah.
But you got your feet wet as far as advertising and marketing and promotion, all that kind of stuff.
The one thing that helped put us on the map is we hired Gaylord and Holiday to do our jingle.
Oh.
And we bought radio in Sacramento and Reno, and I can still sing the jingle. Bert Holiday.
What is it?
It's driving up and trucking down to Boomtown. We got a great hotel and swimming pool at Boomtown. We got a playroom for your children here at Boomtown. The buffets are the nicest, and the rooms are reasonable prices.
Right.
Get that friendly feeling down at Boomtown. That was Bert Holiday saying
that was great. Yeah, we had him on the show, you know.
Yeah, and I'm not a very good singer.
Yeah, he was great. But great job. Yeah. Great job. So from the Boomtown experience, you went into downtown Reno and into the Nugget, or what?
No, we actually, that's when I went to work for Ed Allison. I decided I wanted to be in the advertising side.
Okay.
So we ended up, our little agency, we had several local retailers, I think I mentioned.
Yeah, you mentioned a number of them. Yeah, some iconic businesses, really.
It was
Model Dairy?
Model Dairy. Tom Bahan was a wonderful man, and he was one of my best friends, and Don Weir Sr. and Jr. Reno Dodge, and Carson Nugget.
Yeah.
Hop and Howard Adams, that was old time from Idaho and had the casino and bus stop gaming, and we did the Carson Nugget.
Some real characters back in those days. I would imagine the Weir family must have been a lot of fun to work with. Just knowing Donnie from, I don't know him well, but just seeing his TV stuff.
Yeah, great stuff.
He's wide-eyed and unafraid, right?
Tom Dolan and I both worked for Donnie back then.
Well, everybody got their start, didn't they?
Everybody
When you think about the automotive business, right?
Sure.
There was Tommy and who was that?
Leo Lynn was an old timer, and Bill Pierce. Knew all those guys.
Yeah,
Mr. Dick West. All of the old timers.
They all got their start there.
Yeah,
isn't that amazing?
Yeah,
and they're all still doing great.
All the kids have taken the businesses over, and they're all doing great.
Now Tommy Dolan and the boys, they bought Donnie Weir recently, and they're doing really well with that new enterprise.
We consummated the deal in a hot tub in Palm Springs.
You?
I was there on the
You were there. You're taking notes.
You're taking notes. And,
So that was a great deal.
Yeah.
So Donnie Weir, now where did
Donnie retired, and he's just doing fine.
Enjoying life.
He's enjoying life. 72, and I'm lucky enough I get to go to 49er and Giant games with him.
Oh, that's great. That's great that he's been able to enjoy his retirement. You know what I'm saying? So, what's been your favorite kind of endeavor as far as you've handled a lot of different kinds of businesses, right? What's your favorite one? Do you like automotive? You like dealing with the
automotive and gaming.
I mean, there's a lot of changes constantly in automotive.
I like short copy, radio copy, TV copy, outdoor copy. That's the part of the creative that I love.
You like writing scripts? Yeah,
right,
I do that myself for my clients. You know? And I'm probably not near as good as you.
No, heck, I have other people doing. I take credit for it.
Okay, that's great. But some of the clients, they take a lot of time and effort because they have so many changes in copy with automotive, especially those big dealers you're talking about. Sure. They change 2-3 times a month, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and it
keeps you on your toes.
It's fun. It keeps you on your toes, and of course, I'm the voice of the Tamarack Junction.
Yes.
That's fun.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the Tamarack Junction because it seemed like in the beginning that was such a risk to put that kind of facility out there. Was that a? I mean,
well, it was a gold mine.
What was the story behind that?
The fellas that found it first, it was an unlimited. They had an unlimited slot license.
Oh, okay.
It was that Tamarack bar. You could put in 500 slots. Where today, I think you have to build so many hotel rooms with
right.
And you can't just build. You go out and build. So they slipped in under the radar.
Okay, so there was a bar out there.
There was a bar. They had an unlimited gaming license.
Oh, wow.
So you could. Most of these places, the little joints you can only have 15. It's a limited license.
Now, who's behind it? Is that the Caranos?
It's the Carano family and the Sullivan. Bob Sullivan was a banker who was a wonderful man.
Okay.
And Bob Sullivan and the Caranos put it together with a lawyer here by the name of Bob Armstrong, who is a lawyer with McDonald Carano. And he has a small piece. So they're a wonderful.
And how many acres do they have out there?
You know, I'm not sure. I want to say 13.
13 acres. Yeah. Now, is there any thought of putting a hotel up there?
No, I don't think they'd ever. But they might expand. You know, and add gaming and stuff. And they have a steakhouse.
Because I was at the Summit, the new shopping mall on Mount Rose there in Virginia. And there's a new hotel going in there called the Summit Hotel.
Oh,
right on the edge, right on the corner there. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, we're coming of age here. I mean, they're building hotels everywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So anyway, you were involved with all these different clients, and evidently you did quite well for yourself. You and the family over the years.
Done fine. We're doing great, and it's fun to have the kids in it. My daughter and all three of my daughters.
When you first started the agency, though, it was your wife, right?
My wife was a bookkeeper, and I'd call in the accounts, and we worked hard, and I'd work hard all day, and then go play golf in the afternoon.
That's the worst part of running your own business is having to do your own accounting. Now your wife has a degree in that.
She does.
So that made it a little bit easier.
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Kept you on the straight and narrow, right?
Yeah.
So kept your expense account under control there?
Yes, she did.
Yes, she did. So, but that's a big part of running an agency is to have good accounting, right?
Yep.
Somebody got to pay the bills, get the bills. That's what I was doing earlier today was invoices,
You know, it seems like that Reno is special in a way because there's so many family-orientated businesses.
Sure.
Yeah, that's the way it all starts.
At the very beginning here, and their families are still involved.
Well, Jimmy, you probably like me as far as starting a business. It was so easy.
Yeah.
Right? I said I want to start an advertising agency, right? So I go down to down to Carson, Secretary of State.
Sure.
I said, what do I need to do? So write me a check for $800 or whatever it was, and you're in business.
Sure.
I said, really? Is that simple?
Yeah.
And it was. Was it that way for you?
Sure. Well, kind of. Yeah, it was. It really was.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the charm of Nevada. At least it has been. I hope it doesn't change. But to come in and be able to start a business and get successful without having to worry about all the regulations and different things, attorneys that other states have to deal with, right?
We're pretty lucky. Yeah, didn't have to do a lot of that.
Yeah. So over the years, you did pretty well. You handled a lot of guys that are, you said the fellow from Model Dairy, Don Weir.
And this one I haven't mentioned, Scalari's, was a big part of my life.
Tell us about Scalari's. Now Scalari's was the big kahuna in town for a number of years, right?
They were at one point they had 24 stores.
Yeah, tell us.
So we started out together. I pitched them when I was 1977, and I gave them this yada yada song and dance. And when I got done, Jerry Scalari said, "Well, you're a good fit for us, because he said, we probably know about as much selling groceries as you do about advertising. I stayed with him for 37 years until they sold to Rayleigh's.
Yeah. And the reason they sold was why? Just wanted to retire
Well, it
and
was
get
just
out?
good timing, just a couple of years
competition.
ago. Yeah, but they got a good offer from Rayleigh's. They kept 2 stores, and they kept the slot machines in all the stores, and they have a split with Rayleigh's.
Oh, how about that?
It's a wonderful deal for them.
That's great. Well, we actually shopped Scolari's up there on Miraloma, and then they switched over to Rayleigh's.
Sure.
And Rayleigh's doing a great
They
job.
do a great job.
They're
Rayleigh's
doing a
is
fabulous.
wonderful
I mean, if
company.
they're going to sell to anybody, that was a good place
They're a great
to sell
company.
to. Yeah.
Did that family originate in Reno or
No,
Carson?
good question. The Scolari's were from San Luis Obispo, Central California.
Oh, okay.
And that's a great story. Their dad had 12 or 14 stores, and he sold a big chain, and that's how they got going up here. So.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, don't you find that to be true when you go make a pitch like you did to the Scolari's, that what they said to you about your knowledge of advertising compared to their knowledge of advertising, and we find that too, because we're kind of in the same genre of business, that they're great business people. They know how to stock a store. They know what inventory to put in there, but they don't know much about marketing. Isn't that true?
No, it's true, but the hard work, they work hard.
They work absolutely hard.
14 hours a day,
Yeah.
So,
and what's been your biggest challenge running a advertising agency for
just,
you?
I like this middle-sized retail stuff you and I do, and just finding, as much as I know a lot of people born and raised, you still have to go out and hustle. You do. It's changed today. You still have to go out and
chase the dollar.
Yeah, I mean, I had the good old boy connection, and I was very fortunate.
But that helps a lot, right?
You still got to keep hustling.
See, I came in '86.
Yeah.
And I managed, the 2 radio stations, and then I went to Channel 8.
Sure.
So I went from scratch. I didn't know anybody in Reno. So probably don't know enough now.
Know enough to be dangerous.
Although I was looking at my contact list the other day, and I got a couple of hundred people.
Well, you guys were in Montana?
I was up in Montana.
1986?
Before it, 1986, I was up in Montana,
How we doing?
Yeah, I had a radio station up there.
Yeah, I knew you.
What town?
Anaconda. Anaconda. I was the voice of Anaconda.
I'll be there. That's great.
And I remember City Drug used to be my big sponsor.
That's great.
City Drug on Main Street in Anaconda. No, that was a great experience. Didn't make any money doing it. But it was good. And then I got an offer to come down to Reno to manage the Crow and KNEV, which were 2 powerhouse radio stations. And we did very well revenue-wise on that whole deal. We had UNR Sports. We brought UNR, Paul Harvey. Brought that all onto those 2 radio stations. So we had a ball. And then went to Channel 8. And remember, we used to go do those trips.
Yep.
Did you get on any of those
I
channels?
never went because I always had little kids. I was invited. I gave up 20 trips to Mexico and Hawaii, but I had to stay home with those kids.
Well, those were great trips, though. Well, listen, we're gonna take a break here, another break, and then when I come back, I want to start talking about how you, as an entrepreneur who did well, not only took care of your own family, but you're like many of the entrepreneurs, and you give back. You give back to the community, and we want to hear about what you're doing that way too, okay? So more of Old Tales of Nevada, past and present, right after this.
For over 30 years, the Book Gallery has been serving its customers with a wide selection of books, comics, and DVDs. They specialize in Western Americana, sci-fi, romance, and general fiction. Be sure to ask about their trade policy. 30 years and going strong, the Book Gallery, 1203 North Rock Boulevard in Sparks.
A proud sponsor of Old Tales of Nevada, past and present.
For our cold winter days, jackets and vests are the perfect answer. Faux fur and faux leather are the strong fabrics for this season. Team them with maxi skirts for a beautiful seasonal look. All of this and so much more at Boutique Elegante. The beautiful fall colors are being duplicated in the fall collection of fashions at Boutique Elegante. Sweaters are either in the crayon colors for fall or soft muted shades in bark and beige. All of this and so much more at Boutique Elegante.
All of us at Shoeman's Custom Cycle are ready to get you and your Harley ready for the road. From oil and tire changes to high-performance engine upgrades and dyno tuning, we at Shoeman's have got you covered with experienced factory-certified mechanics and a full-service machine shop loaded with parts and accessories. Shoeman's Custom Cycle has been serving Northern Nevada since 1988. So ride on down to Shoeman's Custom Cycle at 275 East 4th Street in downtown Reno.
Shoeman's Custom Cycle with a biker's bike shop.
Somewhere in Time is a place to find what will be treasured for all time. It's a huge store filled with trains and models, collectibles, art, antiques, and more. You might say they have everything under the sun. Almost. Come see it to believe it at Somewhere in Time in Reno.
Deluxe Travel, locally owned and operating since 1991, is the home for travel to Mexico and Central and South America. The crew at Deluxe Travel is bilingual, trustworthy, thorough, and caring. They will do everything possible to make your dream vacation the best it can be. Now is the time to book for winter travel, so stop by the office at 100 California Avenue or call 686-7000. You can also check us out on our website at deluxetravelLTD.com.
At Deluxe Travel, we sell dreams. Come in and plan yours.
Welcome back to Old Tales of Nevada, Past and Present. I'm John O'Brien, the host of the show, and as usual, with me is Roy Marshall. He's the one that pays the freight to bring the show to us every week, and we appreciate that very much. And it's because of your passion for history and your desire for people who are living here in Nevada to know the history and to develop a good feeling about being in Nevada.
Well, you know, we only have 17% occupancy in the state of Nevada, so there's not a lot of us.
That's right. That's right.
And there's only 2 major towns.
Yeah, really. That's right.
We've been out here, you know, making success happen.
That's right, and that's what we do. I mean, I met so many people because of the show who came to Reno and decided to go out on their own and make a success of their lives and for their family, you know. And you're one of those. Jim Miner, who's the owner of Miner and OHarra Advertising. I always have to add that little other side. I'm just just minor advertising.
Yeah.
But great to have you on the show. You're a great guest.
Thank you.
We were talking about your great success as an advertising agency. You were one of the big 3 or 4 in town for a number of years.
One time maybe there weren't that many big ones, but
yeah,
I was top. I was
well,
up there a little bit.
DRGM, and then there was.
They were great.
Yeah,
R&R
was big.
Those 2 were the big ones.
Yeah, in fact, you worked for him.
I did. I worked for both of them.
Yeah,
for a while. I worked for Sig Rogich.
Rose is who you know, right?
Sig from Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big political guy.
Oh, he's a wonderful guy.
And that's the other side of your business. You do a lot of political.
Yes.
Advertising and handling of the campaigns. And I was looking at the roster of people you handled, and I see a lot of win.
Yeah.
So you must have a pretty good handle on how to do that.
Probably 28-2 or something. We lost a couple,
That's pretty good. That'd be Super Bowl, you know?
Yeah, well, no enough to be dangerous.
Okay, so now that you have a little more time on your hands, because you have a wonderful staff there at the agency, you can do other things. And one thing that we have found in common doing the show is that successful businessmen in this town don't keep it all to themselves. Whether it be their talent, their resources, their properties, they usually give back because they've done so well. And Reno's treated them so well, or Northern Nevada, that they want to give back. So you are one of those.
Well,
and that makes you a special person to us, and I think for the people here in Northern Nevada. And it makes us feel good to have you in our community. So tell us about some of the things that you've been involved with, that you're actively involved with today.
You know, I never had the money to give back, but I had the time, and I love to MC, and I'm an amateur auctioneer, so I've done a lot of auctions at the Governor's Mansion and, for various charities around Northern Nevada, Boys and Girls Club. The one I'm the most proud of, though, is Moms on the Run. And I was in Pinocchio's about 19 years ago, and J.P. Pinocchio grabbed me and he said, "Hey, Jimmy, we're going to start this run. My sister-in-law passed away from breast cancer, and we want to raise maybe $10,000. So he said, "Would you help me?" And I went, "Oh, boy." I walked down, and I went back to the meeting 2 weeks later, and when I was a kid, my mom always said, "I'm on the run." So I actually came up with the name Moms on the Run.
Cool.
And we hoped the first year we'd raise $10,000, and 19 years later, we raised $5 million.
Wow.
And it all goes back to my cousin or your sister or your wife, and it all stays here. And it's the middle class. It's not the poor that can't. They'll get theirs. It's the middle class that has to quit their job for 6 months, and they can't pay their rent.
Yeah.
And so we buy groceries and rent and car payments, and it's been the greatest. We have a run on Mother's Day, and we have a fashion show and some other things. But
is it like a marathon, a 26?
No, it's on Mom's Other. It's on. You can run a 5K, a 10K, a 3K. You can run. We have the bonbon stroll. You can walk around the track and eat bonbons.
Oh, that sounds like my kind of run, right there.
It's the greatest feeling in the world that day. And on Mother's Day at Reno High School, it's just you just families come out and run, and they all wear costumes, and JP and I announce, and it's $5 million.
We just had JP and his family up at the hotel.
Yeah,
and they big wedding up there. Were you there?
No, I wasn't.
You didn't get there, huh?
No.
You didn't get an invite?
I didn't get an invite. I'm not on the A list.
I could have snuck you.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, it was great. It was a great time. So, how many participants are in
We're
that?
up. There's 5,000 people out there. Probably 3,500 paying.
Wow.
But we'll raise $500,000 just on that day or four. I mean, it's just crazy.
That's amazing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And we get to pick who. I mean, Barbara Pinocchio decides. It goes to we hear 35 women a month. 35 women for $40,000 a month we give out. We can't give it out.
That's amazing.
It's really really neat.
So that's a fabulous idea.
That's my favorite. That's my most passionate.
And, again, that goes back to so many of the shows we've had where people come up with an idea. Yeah, let's do something, and it could be Hot August Nights, it could be Reno Rodeo, whatever. Yeah. And all of a sudden, here we have it.
Yeah.
It's doing great, and people still coming up with great ideas for Reno.
Sure.
And people come from all over the place just to take part. It's unbelievable. What else are you doing? I mean, you're a busy guy.
I got 2 grandsons that are the love of my life. And 3 daughters and families, everything.
That's super, yeah. Well, you're involved with some schools too, right?
Yeah.
You do some things around schools.
We do. I've done stuff for Huffaker and a lot of stuff for Minogue and Reno High School and just, but I can't, as I say, I don't have the money, but I got the time and the lip to give them.
And the creativity too.
A little bit, yeah. And I've done a lot of governor's barbecues that have been a lot of fun, probably 7 or 8, but that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So.
And now you're still playing golf.
Play golf. Yeah. I went from being a 10 to 22. I can't break 100. That's okay.
Now you're at Hidden Valley.
I was at Hidden Valley, but I bailed out, and now my home course is Washoe. My grandson and I go up and we play Washoe and have a hot dog and.
Well, it looked like it's in better shape actually.
It is. It's fun. That's iconic.
I know. That used to be the airport.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
Sure.
And in fact, Lindbergh. Actually landed there.
And Bob Van Hogen won the Reno Open, I think, in 1954.
Is that right? On that course?
Yeah, on that course.
That's amazing.
And when I was 10 years old, I used to sell Kool-Aid on that golf course. True story, 1964.
Okay, they let you do that, huh?
Oh, yeah. And I'd water and a little Kool-Aid and a little sugar.
And you did pretty well.
I did fine.
Yeah, nowadays you'd have to have a permit.
There you go. I did. That's
You'd
true.
have to have a permit, You
got to have a permit.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. So I know you play a lot of golf. Tell us about the one time you were in the sand trap.
A buddy of mine and I went down to Genoa to play, and long story short, I backed into a sand trap, and it was the middle of August, and I tore my patella tendon, and I just ripped it off. I mean, and it was 100 degrees, and we were playing with 2 big guys that lifted me out of the trap, and we got in the car, and my knee was on the side, and I was trying to, and this guy, I'm not going to tell you his name, was driving back. We were driving back through Washoe Valley. And I looked over and I smelled something. He goes, "Here, have some of this." And I said, "I don't do that." And I said, "I can't." And I was getting sick. And he was smoking a joint. He got me to St. Mary's. And anyway, I got Dr. Greenwald came and
very painful. Dr. Greenwald.
Greenie did it. Yeah.
There's nothing worse than tearing that knee up one way or another. But I never heard of anybody hurting themselves in a sand trap.
That's pretty.
You
bad.
must have been swinging pretty hard.
I'm a dummy. Wasn't very coordinated.
Yeah. Well,
we'll be real careful when you take you underground.
There you go. Yeah.
So what are you working on these days besides,
just still trying to take care of my clients. I have 7 casinos and a couple of car dealers. Really? I do the auto show.
Oh, the auto show. That was what I wanted to ask you about.
I've done the auto show for 35 years.
Where did that idea come from? How did you get
You know who made me do that? Don Weir Sr. came to me, and somebody from out of town was doing it from Sacramento, and he said, "Well, I want you to do it." And I didn't want to do it. I'm 25 years old or something. I said, 28 years old. He says, "You could have put this show on." I didn't know how to put on a show, but he made me do it, and I've had it for 37 years. I've had it 35.
Yeah, you and Bowserman were working
and Jimmy
it
and
together.
I, Bowserman,
You're still doing it together?
We do it together,
Still do it together?
And we also do the rodeo along with Greg Mason. We do the rodeo advertising.
You do?
Been doing that for 20 years.
Yeah, that's, wow.
That's fun.
That's an iconic event, and they do so much good.
They're the best.
And so famous. I mean, the rodeo itself
One of
is
the top 4 in the country.
People come from all over the world to see that,
Yeah.
So that's great. So the special event business is a big part of your business.
Yeah, it is. Of course, as I say, the auto show and the rodeo.
Now, how long does it take you to put like the auto show together?
Well, I work on it all year. I work on it all year, and they do little things here and there.
Yeah.
And you have to. I'm working on it right now for February.
Yeah. Now, you don't have a hard time getting the auto dealers, right?
Well,
to
you
show
gotta-
up, do you?
Oh no, they all come and they've been great to me, you know. And
Yeah, they pay you to do it, right?
Oh sure, no, they pay a fee and they've been wonderful to work with. Yeah.
You know, Richard West is one of your clients.
Richard's one of my accounts.
Yeah, no, he's kind of fun to work with.
He's
Tell
a
us
great
why.
guy.
What
Well,
is
because
he?
he's just a down to earth guy.
Yeah.
He's a sweet guy.
Yeah.
And I've worked with Tommy Dolan, Donnie Weir, Richard.
All the big players,
at one time or another.
You had Chevy there for a while, didn't you?
I did. I had before it became champion, and then before Jack bought it. But
Yeah.
Still good friends with Jack, and yeah.
Now, how does you're in touch with these guys all the time? Does Lithia or CarMax, has that been a big
Well, it affects
challenge
the
for these
market.
guys?
It
I
affects it.
see what they did on Plum there, and took over that.
Lithia is a great company. They
Yeah.
really, and they've been a great participant of the auto show.
They have, okay.
Oh yeah, 4
That's
of the
what
5, I think. All of them participate.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Lithia's been great to work with. They
Yeah.
really have.
How
yeah.
has
Are they a foreign outfit?
Well, no, they were originally from Oregon, Lithia.
Yeah, that's where they got their start.
Yeah.
But they're all over the
They're
West
all
now.
over. They've got a whole. I don't know if they've got 100 dealers or more. Probably.
Yeah, no, I tell you, I've purchased some vehicles from Lithia, and I have to say it's been fabulous.
They're a great company.
I did. I had to have a little body work done on the one car.
Mhm.
Took it to Lithia body shop, and they couldn't have been nicer. And did everything on
Great
time.
company.
Great company.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was totally blown away.
Sure.
And so I was wondering how that interaction was with the old boys that
They
been
get
around.
along great.
They
with
get
them.
along good.
Oh,
huh?
they're awesome. In fact, the guy that runs Lithia is the president of the dealership now, from the Jeep company, and they all get along great. They have an association that meets once a month. They give to the community as a group, and they're
I
real
heard
dealers.
Subaru, the Lithia Subaru, because I was at the body shop and somebody was telling me that Subaru dealership here is like number 2 in the country.
Oh, it could be. I
They
don't
sell
know.
so many cars
Yeah,
because of the snow and all that kind of thing.
Sure.
That's pretty amazing. That kind of matches up with what Dolan's doing.
Sure,
Dolan,
sure,
He's
yeah.
got to be one of the big Toyota dealers.
He's pretty big. And there's a guy that gives an awful lot to the community.
He does.
He
Yeah,
gives a ton. And Brian and Bree, they're all good.
Well, that's the whole marketing. Do you have anything to do?
No, I don't. But my friend Jimmy Bausman
Oh,
does a
Jimmy does
wonderful
that,
job
yeah,
with it.
yeah. But that family orientation to their
Do a
marketing.
great job.
It's funny how things change over time, marketing-wise, right? Maybe we could talk about that, how you change your message over time. Welcome back here for our last session, our last segment here on Old Tales of Nevada, past and present, so stay tuned.
For over 30 years, the Book Gallery has been serving its customers with a wide selection of books, comics, and DVDs. They specialize in Western Americana, sci-fi, romance, and general fiction. Be sure to ask about their trade policy. 30 years and going strong, the Book Gallery, 1203 North Rock Boulevard in Sparks.
A proud sponsor of Old Tales of Nevada, past and present.
Everything is handpicked here at Precision Diamonds. All jewelry is handpicked here at Precision Diamonds.
Come to Precision Diamonds. I'll fix your jewelry just like new.
Hey everybody, Dave Asher here down at the Nevada Marketplace in the Reno Town Mall. You know, we all spend a lot of money during the holiday season. Please, this year, shop with Nevada-based locally owned businesses as much as possible. Here at the Nevada Marketplace, we support over 250 local merchants. You're sure to find a perfect gift for everyone on your list. We're open 7 days a week with easy parking and it's warm inside. We're at the corner of Peckham and Virginia. Go to buynevadafirst.com and keep Reno local.
Somewhere in Time is the place to find what will be treasured for all time. It's a huge store filled with trains and models, collectibles, art, antiques, and more. You might say they have everything under the sun. Almost. Come see it to believe it at Somewhere in Time in Reno. Having a piano in the home is the dream of many. What could be a better time to fulfill that dream than right now? It's the holiday season, and Carpenter's Music World wants to help with a special holiday sale on all new and quality pre-owned pianos. Carpenter's has brand names like Yamaha, Blüthner, and Steinway, with special financing on all pianos. Make your loved one dreams come true with a new piano from Carpenter's Music World, 1090 Kitsky Lane in Reno.
Come to Precision Diamonds. I'll fix your jewelry just like new.
It's Winterland at the Silverland Inn and Suites. Enjoy the relaxing, beautiful winter landscapes without the hustle and bustle of the city. The Silverland has a heated indoor pool, hot tub, and fabulous jacuzzi suites. Only 2 blocks from restaurants. Winter rates are now in effect, so make your reservation now and bring your camera and the whole family to the Silverland Inn and Suites for an experience you'll never forget. We're only 30 minutes from downtown Reno and Mount Rose Ski Resort. It's history at its best at the Silverland Inn and Suites in Virginia City.
We're back here in Old Tales of Nevada, past and present. It's our last segment here with Jim Miner, who owns Jim Miner, OHarra, advertising, marketing, PR. Anything you want, just give Jim a call. He does a great job, as we already have heard, starting with Bob Cashel. He must have been a fabulous character to work with, because he's a passionate man.
A couple of funny stories about Bob, if I may. Ed Allison and I were there, and Dick Scott, I was there when he ran was Board of Regents, Lieutenant Governor, and then of course Mayor later on. But he was debating Paul Havas at the university, and Ed Allison and I were in the back, and Paul was very well spoken. He was a car dealer. Paul had a great vocabulary. Yeah. And they're debating, and Paul says, "I want to extrapolate the best I can from these students," and Cashel says, "Havas, I don't even know what that means." Extrapolate. He says, "Come on, you got to play fair." Anyway, they went on, and Bob ended up winning the race. But Bob came out and said, "You got to tell me what extrapolate means, Ed." So I think extrapolate means to draw from. Another funny story was at my bachelor party in 1979. We were at Diamond Lil's in Sparks in the basement, and Bob Cashel was there, and Ed Allen, Dick Scott, all my buddies, Boomtown buddies. I was working for Boomtown. And we're in the basement, and Bob gets a call that there's been a shooting at Boomtown. Well, a gal shot her husband trucker because he was inside with another gal and drinking. No. And well, Cashel just went crazy. My bachelor party blew up, and Cashel says, "Come on, my Scott, everybody get in the car." I didn't leave. They all jumped. Bob had a big baby blue Lincoln Continental. Dick Scott, Ed Allison, Bob Cashel, and Jim Middaugh jumped in the truck, and they got on the freeway. And Cashel thinks he's the Galah, and he's going 110 miles an hour, and he's on his CB. He said, "Tell the highway patrol not to stop me. I'm coming through." He gets out to Boomtown, and there was a detective that was chasing him.
Oh, no.
And he knew him, a big, heavy guy. And Bob, he scared him so bad, he had one of those Kojak lights, and it fell off, wrapped around his neck, and it was banging on the... He was so mad at Bob, and then they got out there, and Bob had to be right in the middle of it.
Right in the middle, yeah. Anyway, that's Bob Cashel.
That was Bob Cashel.
He's the big man in the room.
Yeah. And they filmed something from Lassie out there when I was out there. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, Reno, who knows what's going to happen in Reno, right? I mean, it's a crazy place.
It's crazy.
So what's your plans for the future? What are you doing?
I'm 65, and I've got 3 kids on the payroll, and I'm going to work another 10 years. You know, the thing about our business
it's hard to retire.
Well, it's hard, and the hard part for me is when we started, computers were a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, now the thing is everything's going to digital.
Yeah. Yeah.
So really, what I love is the old traditional television and radio market, like you and I.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I hope that I can hang on to that for a few years. Because
we've been exposed to digital.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it.
It's cool, but it's for my kids. It's moving too fast for me.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. But it's a fun business. And that's kind of what I was going to ask you too. You know, we have the digital environment now, but also the messages have changed. The way you do spots and everything.
Sure.
Do you find that you have to?
Well, the digital side, and the kids are doing it. I mean, the short video clips are a big thing on digital now.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
The days of the 30-second TV spot and radio spot are. Excuse me, those are,
we use it in a lot of short form as well.
Sure.
You know, the 10s, the 15s, because you get more for your big bang for your buck.
And everybody's got a camera. You can, and with the iPhone, you can, the clarity is so unbelievable.
Oh, so much
you
better.
can shoot a commercial on your iPhone.
Yeah, I know. Well, our guy who does our show, Cesar, he carries around a little camera. It's about like this big, and it's 4K. It shoots in 4K.
Sure.
And he's walking around taking pictures of pianos and stuff. And I said, this isn't real. This can't be, you know?
Yeah.
And then he shows me the end result, and it's beautiful video. So it's changed a whole bunch, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder where it's going to go. Where do you think it's going to go?
Over my
You think
head.
there's always going to be TV? You think there's always going to be TV?
Well, I think so in some format or another, but you know, it's
well, I'm
changing.
thinking about, you know, like I pay all this money for cable, right? So I'm thinking I'm going to drop cable and get Hulu,
sure,
or Roku, or one of these Amazon Prime, you know, but I have to get my son
to get you to show you how to use it.
I don't know how to use it, but it's getting so expensive to have internet, phone, and entertainment.
Yep.
If you go to one of the traditional, you know, places, and I don't want to knock Spectrum, they do a great job.
Sure.
But I mean, there comes a point where you say, I'm paying as much for entertainment as I am for my car.
Well, everything
you know?
should be on one TV console, and it's all going to be the computer, the TV, everything's going to be on one.
That would be nice, because right now we got about like 4 or 5 remotes. You
7 different computers and iPads. And
and you know, the thing is, for us in Northern Nevada, and this is a good message for anybody who, you know, is thinking about doing advertising, electronic TV and radio is still such a bargain here on this side of the hill compared to, say, Sacramento.
You know, we're very lucky that we're in a small traditional market.
Yeah.
We couldn't afford to be on TV in Sacramento or Denver. Or, I mean, even Sacramento. You know, it's
Sacramento's would be the closest market, but it's triple.
You can buy a spot in the Today Show still for $80.
Right.
You know, that's pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
and
good.
that surprises so many people. If we call a new client like you do, and you tell them you can buy GMA for $80, and reach 20,000 people for $80.
Exactly.
You know what your cost per thousand is on that? You know, it's like $6, $5. What?
We've got a trap market between, you know,
we're an island unto
Valley
ourselves.
and Reno, and we have all those our local television stations coming
so
out.
that's why we use TV and radio a lot, because of that reason. We can buy it so cheap, and the reach is so great. And we, you know, to be successful in this area, you have to reach out to Fallon. You have to have Winnemucca, your old
important
hometown.
Markets.
Yeah, very important markets.
Yeah,
I remember one time went up there and when I was doing the radio gig, and we did a meeting up there in Winnemucca with a bunch of the gals up there, you know, and they were telling us that twice a month, like half the town empties their pickup and they drive to Reno and load it up with groceries and whatever else they're going to buy, pickups, you know, they buy what they're going to buy, and then they drive back to Winnemucca, and they do it twice a month.
Sure they do.
Yeah. So they were just tickled to have the signals out there, you know, so they could hear some of the advertising.
Sure.
Because other than that, what do you have?
Yeah.
You know, right?
Oh gosh.
You know, these little markets.
I'd buy radio at KWNA for $5 a spot. KFAL, you know, KLCO.
$1 a holler, we used to say. $1 a holler. You could do that in Reno too. You know? At midnight to 5, you can buy $1 a holler.
I bought a lot of billboards out there for Bob Cashel for the Winter Star Model T out there. We have those properties too.
Yeah, there's a plethora of billboards out there, for sure. Remember the old Don Ray billboard company?
Oh, dealt with them all the time.
Yeah. Some of the old boys at some of the TV stations.
Saunders Outdoor. I had one company, I'm not going to tell you the name of it, they wouldn't change their boards, so I had another company put the panels up for they never even knew it.
They didn't even know it. Another company.
Because
they didn't care.
I couldn't get this one small company to come and change the panels. And anyway, those were the days.
You must have had fun with Donnie Weir doing his stuff.
We pushed puller drag. We did the smash the windshield. We had to do it on one take.
Yeah.
I did all those. I was Randy Snow's the creative director at R&R, and I did we were leprechauns in one spot. We did made Donnie a red dot. I got a ton of them. I'll send you
It was a love-hate relationship on those ads, though.
Yeah, and he hired me and fired me 8 times, and today's still my best friend.
Yeah. I remember Bob Horn. Remember Bob Horn?
Bob's he's a great guy.
Yeah, is he still around?
I haven't seen him in a long time.
Okay.
Great guy, though.
Because for a number of years, him and Bea used to do the buying.
Wonderful. They were great.
Yeah. Did you do the production, though?
No, not then. We were at separate times.
Oh, you were separate times.
Bob was a dear friend, and so was Bea.
Yeah, I always enjoyed working with those guys. Well, a lot of guys, great guys in the industry, right?
Yeah, well, everybody. We got along with
you
everybody.
and me.
Besides you and me, but all my competitors, I got along with every single one of them. All of them. Big and a lot bigger than I am, but they were.
It's a big community.
That makes it great.
Oh, it's a great state.
You know, there's so many clients out there that need help with their marketing that there is plenty of room for a number of agencies. You know, there are the few big ones that go after the corporate business and stuff. But like Jimmy and myself, we like to deal with the smaller groups or the smaller stores and help them be successful.
Well, and we've all had great respect for each other. We've never tried to steal each other's business. And we're all good friends.
You know, that is absolutely true. You know, you can tell me what you have and I have what I have, and never the twain shall meet.
No,
we just leave everybody alone.
I wonder, have either one of you ever worked with the Yesco?
Yesco Sign Company?
That's a lot.
Yesco,
great company.
Yeah, they're friends of mine, the two young brothers.
Yeah, there's so many different billboard companies now, digital and paper.
They don't do the advertising, no. They just do the...
They do whatever you ask them. They'll do the creative for you. They'll make the board for you. Yeah. And the digital is kind of fun because you can
change your message.
Change your message constantly. You know, that's what I like about this new age. You can change.
You could even have your own computer to change the on the board if you wanted to go that far.
Own administration.
Every 6 hours, or if you wanted.
That's amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm waiting for that to happen in Macy's. You know, where you walk by a counter and all of a sudden a billboard will pop up with a special sale, a flash sale. You know, something like it's happening. It's gonna go that way. Well, you know, it's been great to have you in the community.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've been a real example, I think, to a lot of people.
Thank you very much.
And you probably have a lot of proteges out there, right, that you got started in the business?
A few I have, I've helped a few people, and with good friends, though. Dee Dee Hagen's a good friend. We work together. And
Dee Dee's got a couple of casinos now, too,
Scott Mortimer, Dee Dee's got 4 or 5 casinos.
Oh, does she?
Doing
Yeah.
real well, yeah. She's...
Now, with these casinos that you have, they're not all local. They're out.
No, mine are all
yonder,
local.
right?
No, I have Carson Casino, one in Gardner, Minden, and then I have Baldini's in Sparks, and
you got CVS, so that down there.
I do CVI. CVI.
CVI, yes. We were with one of your marketing guy down there, Bill.
Bill Henderson.
Yeah, and then the other fella, I can't remember his name, is his sidekick. Carter.
Oh, yeah.
We met both of them at the hotel.
They've been around forever, as long as you and I have.
They're pros, they're real pros. Yeah, we got a lot of pros.
Yeah.
That's the other thing great about Reno, don't you think?
It is.
Is that people don't leave.
They don't leave. And that's the other thing. I've had my client list, and I knock on wood, I keep them for 20, 30 years. I've lost a couple because they've sold or maybe I deserve to be fired once here or there, but I keep them because somebody told me one time 80% of it's showing up. Of success.
Answering the phone.
And following through.
Yeah, exactly. You know? That's what we do too. Yeah. Well, listen, Jimmy, great having you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for doing what you do with the business and also, most importantly, I think giving back to the community in the way you do. That's fabulous, you know. So keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
And we want to thank you. We want to thank our audience as well as being with us every week on Old Tales of Nevada, Past and Present. So in the meantime, for Jimmy, and for you, Roy, and myself, John O'Brien, we want you to have a great Nevada day, and we'll see you next week on Old Tales Nevada, Past and Present.
Under blue Nevada sky, the hot sun in his eye, Hugh Roy walked the elk and wild horse trail. Studied earth and sand, the shovel in his hand, struck bonanza, gold and silver, platinum ore. Was an old miner's code for good luck to name the strike, so we called it the martial law.